Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome to this week's Midweek 180. First up, I want to apologise for a kind of lack of videos. I didn't do a Midweek 180 last week because I was on tour with SEC private members in Ireland, and to be honest, my original plan was to do a video in the car with Bradley, but we were lead car and it was so full on all day, calling the road and so on, that we just didn't have the opportunity to do that. So I didn't put out a Midweek 180 last week. And then Monday I didn't put out a video either because I kind of ran out of content to edit, and I was going to do a live stream and then got caught up in something and again didn't put out anything. So the channel's been a little bit quiet, which is very, very unlike me. If you've been following me long enough, I think I've missed one Friday video in 7.5 years, and only maybe 2 or 3 Monday videos in like 5 years. So it is unlike me, but it's a reflection of the world I'm now living in. I'm finding myself so busy out there doing things that sometimes, some weeks, it's just not possible to get content together, and I would rather wait and put decent content out than just put something out for the sake of it. Anyway, I am back at home this week, although I'm about to go away tomorrow. So I'll tell you more about that. I am in a bit of a stress about what film I'll put out next Monday, but that's a reflection of the fact I'm going away again. But anyway, if you've not seen one of these before, this is my midweek update where I bring you my news, views and information about upcoming reviews, all filmed in one take. I'm going to 180 seconds in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, and that's it, a very simple format. So without further ado, let's get cracking with this week's Midweek 180. I am bound to run over this week, by the way, because I have plenty to talk about. But let's start the timer. Okay, leader of the pack last week was Michael Kemba. Well done, mate. Joined in the Magnificent Seven by Francois G, Leanne Jackson, Ben Higginson, Rod Matheson, Paul Mead and Gary Matthews. So whoever puts the first comment this week, you'll be my leader of the pack next week, and the first 7 comments will be in my Magnificent Seven. There were quite a few where are you and what you're doing, but I picked Martin Blackmore because he was at the airport about to fly out to Italy to watch the closing stages of the Giro d'Italia. Following that, I was following that quite closely. Clear that's a week or 2 ago now. So gutted for Geraint Thomas losing out on the penultimate stage on a time trial by Pocaccia. I just was gutted for him. But wherever you are right now and whatever you're doing, put in the comments below and I'll give you a shout out next week. The last week's question was about driving experiences. Quite a few of you disappointed with some driving experiences, but there was everything from driving or being a passenger in a NASCAR, which is, let's face it, going to be epic, to Land Rover driving experiences and so on. So there are plenty out there. I think you just need to make sure you read the reviews. This week's question is stimulated by the fact that a couple of weeks ago I saw a learner driver, a driving school car that was an electric car. And the question is, if you were learning to drive today, is there any point learning to drive in a manual car? When you think about how many cars coming to market are automatic and all electric cars are single gear automatic, I guess the only thing maybe is cheaper cars. If you're going to spend, I don't know, 3 or 4 grand on your first car, it's likely to be a manual. But what are your thoughts on the longevity of learning to drive in a manual car? Formula One at the weekend from the Spanish Grand Prix. Monaco the week before, I kind of didn't get to see that, unfortunately, because I was away. But it's positive signs for Mercedes. They were kind of up there, but I have to say, I think Verstappen is this year's world champion. I can't see anybody catching him. Even his teammate isn't able to do that. And other things, I think Hamilton will sign for Mercedes in the next few days, weeks. But I was so tired after my drive tour of Ireland, I actually fell asleep watching the Grand Prix and missed the last hour. I was so knackered. I was literally on the sofa for about 3 hours fast asleep. Obviously, we had the TT from the Isle of Man as well, which I always find fascinating. I must make it out to the TT. But this coming weekend is Le Mans, a very special Le Mans. It's 100 years of Le Mans, and there's a few celebrations. Porsche are celebrating 75 years as well. Sadly, I'm not going to be there, but I'd love you to share with us in the comments your favourite Le Mans stories. Mine, I was at Le Mans in 1991 to watch Johnny Herbert, Volker Weidler and Bertrand Gachot win in the epic Mazda 787B, perhaps one of the best sounding racing cars of all time. I'm sadly not going to be able to be at Le Mans this year because I'm going to Rome with Mrs. Greaves. We've got a holiday that's been booked for a long time. Very, very excited about that. It's actually a birthday present from last year. And then podcast news. It's going so well. We are so chuffed, but I'm going to run out of time. I told you. We've had plenty of feedback from the podcast. We've only released 4 episodes. Episode 5 goes live this coming Friday at 12 o'clock, which was our very, very first live podcast recorded at Caffeine and Machine a couple of weeks ago with a live audience. So we've got Q&A from the live audience. But our episode with Tim Shmee150 on YouTube's done nearly 50,000 views on YouTube, and the YouTube channel's growing. So if you're not following us on YouTube, please head over there right now and subscribe. I think we're on like 3,500 subscribers already, which for a new channel with only 4 videos out, we are so proud of. And then also you can catch the podcast on any podcast platform. And if you listen to, I don't know, whether it's Apple Podcasts or Spotify or whatever, make sure if you are, give us a follow. If you can write a review or give us a rating, that would be amazing. But the podcast is going from strength to strength. We recorded, interestingly, episode 7 yesterday. And we've got a couple of mega episodes in the can. So all things going well on the podcast. And then on this channel, the next video this Friday is the video from my drive tour last week, which was 6 days around Ireland. And what a beautiful, beautiful country. We were blessed with the weather. It was literally bright sunshine, 25 degrees every day. I was lent an Aston Martin Vantage Roadster by Aston Martin, and I never actually drove it with the roof up. Not once, apart from, I think I manoeuvred it in a car park with a roof up, but never actually drove it on the road with a roof up. Roof down the whole time. Stunning, stunning country. Quite pleased with the video. Very difficult edit. I think I came back with 150 gigabytes of video to edit, so it was a nightmare. But that's this Friday's video at 6. And that's it. Super busy week. As I said, I've got ideas for a video for next Monday, and then we're back on it next week. I'm very busy, actually. I've got a couple of press trips next week, which is some really cool stuff. I've got a studio shoot and a press trip in France, so super busy. God knows when I'm going to get all my editing done, but hey, that's the life I lead now. Can't be complaining because it's amazing to be in the position I'm in. But any of you that's going to Le Mans this weekend, have an amazing time. I can't wait to see the racing. It's a very, very special place, Le Mans. If you've never been before, highly recommended. But for now, I need to finish this, get it edited, get it uploaded, and get a whole bunch of other stuff done before I go away back end of the week. So if you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come, and I'll see you on the next film, which is this Friday at 6 for my grand tour of Ireland in an Aston Martin Vantage. We had some epic cars on tour: a 488 Pista, an SF90, a Portofino, an R8 with a Capristo exhaust that sounded ridiculous, an AMG GTC, a McLaren GT, a 911 Carrera T. I'm going to get a Lamborghini Huracan Performante. Awesome, basically. Oh, and my Vantage. Amazing. What have I missed out? I've got to have missed one. Oh no, have I missed any? No, I don't think I have. Anyway, I'll see you on that film. You take care. Drive safe.